Hi, family. Welcome back to the School of Sniper Entries. We are sitting on episode number 5 now, 6, if I'm not mistaken. And today I really want to teach you from a trade we took over here and really teach you how to get the same or similar trades. This is on GU. I want to show you the evidence of this. Reason being why I show you the evidence of what we do in the mentorship so that you shouldn't just say I formulated that thing and we just doing videos for the sake of doing the videos. We are teaching you something that we do, right? It may not be everything, but we're teaching you something that we do. As you can see, this was the trade over here. Beautiful trade. As you can see, other people also did take it in the group. More people took it over here in terms of the trade setup. We do have more results. Basically, as you can see, more results as well. They're still taking it over here. We do have flex results in terms of this whole trading stuff that we do. Okay, more and more and more. Okay. Nevertheless, let us go back into what I really actually want to teach now over here. Now, I'm going to remove these lines here. These lines are relevant to those of us who are in the mentorship where we know they highlight which zones we ought to trade. I saw some people commenting and their comments were filtered out by our YouTube thing. It does it automatically, by the way, because if you have put any swear words or any people, don't comment with anger. It's not gonna appear, unfortunately, right? I don't have to delete it, it won't appear, right? So what you see here on your screen is these lines. We have what we call intraday strategy, where we basically created it to sort of help our traders who are trading intraday markets to identify relevant supplies and demands on the market. So instead of identifying any supply or demand and they're unsure about it, adds an extra layer of confluence as well as confidence to take that trade on that level. So it's quite accurate. We do use it a lot. Many of my students trade this way. We do have various strategies, but this is the way we trade. So I want to remove them because within the same way, the very same supply, you can get it, guys, by free knowledge. We have done supply and demand classes over here, and I've taught it very much well. So people who say, oh, it's free stuff. Yes, it is free stuff what I teach on the YouTube channel because you can still find it anywhere. But how I teach it is that you can really press on with much clarity, right? Without even getting our mentorship. Okay. So that's the aim of this, is to make sure that we edify you guys in really building up the right way to spot the supplies and demands. So yeah, let us get into it as soon as we address that whole thing now. So this helps us now, as you can see. I want to really show you here. Let us look at this. This is still a very strong bearish trend. A very, very, very strong bearish trend. So whenever I trade, two things that I always want to find out that I want you to look at to get sniper entries in the markets, to be very clear of that. Number one, is the trend still going in the same direction? How do you validate that? Validate by it breaking structure. Okay? Validate by it breaking structure. If the market is still breaking structure in the direction that it's going on, it's most likely still within the trend. Number two, it has not broken any important lower highs. In this case, where the lower high here on the H1, has it broken that? No, it has not broken that. So therefore, as the market pulls back into this, I'm very confident that since we have broken, number one, structure, number two, we have not broken any change of characters. Therefore, I'm not expecting the market to be bullish. And of course, next thing is to identify the lower high that facilitated the breaking of that structure. So which lower high did that? Let's go into it. This lower high over here, when it went all the way down, it broke this lower low. Okay, it facilitated the breaking of structure. So the market, it is gonna now use that to pull back. As it pulls back, it's gonna now mitigate that. But how am I confident, right, that it's gonna do that? How am I confident apart from our intraday strategy, right? How am I confident? Now I wanna teach you on how to really spot a very good supply or demand level in this case. A very good supply or demand in this case of a supply, it should have this thing, right? It should have a rally, base, and a drop. Then when the market, of course, it will pull back into this area, and then sell. Right? Let me do it again neatly now. It should have a rally and a base that is created by fluctuation of price, and it should have a drop. When the market, of course, you now draw that as your zone, it pulls back into that, then you use that as your trigger to sell that market. Simple. If it does not have this, don't take the sell. I'm gonna say it again. If it does not have that, don't take the sell. Look at it again. Okay. Let us zoom out over here so I can show you nicely. Do we have a good rally? There we go. Do we have a base? The market played in this price a bit and then dropped. So instead of just dropping all the way, it just played a little bit. Once it done that, I was able to take that whole price action, stretch it across, and that's how we got that entry there beautifully so. Can you guys see that? That's that beautiful entry, that 50%. On your case, since you have not really known if the market reacts off the 50% zone or not, you rather take it right here, put your stop loss right here, and then you can still take this market at the next lower low. It still becomes a very profitable trade. But in the case of sniper entries, how I can teach you to further refine it, but you have to really get good. You go to a lower time frame. In this case, we took this trade on the H1 over here. Right? We took this trade on the H1 where we saw that supply. But how was I able to know that very well? How was I able to refine it? You can take a supply within a supply. So as you can see here, the last lower high, that small one is this point. Okay, there we go. We stretch it across, it touched exactly into that supply and then it just sold beautifully, resulting into a 1:4 trade. Okay, so whenever we do this videos, it's not trying to be malicious, guys. I pour out my whole heart into really making sure that we teach you real stuff that you can apply. In terms of strategy, yes, I cannot stretch out my strategies. They are not free, guys. But what is free is simple, smart money and demand level. If you invest yourself in this, you might not even need to be at that level, lest you want to really specialize in getting a good strategy that adds more confluence and confidence into the supply and demand that you take, right? It can be confusing at sometimes, especially as a beginner, to navigate these markets, right? So our mentorship provides you with exactly that. The assurance to navigate the markets accurately with precision. Doesn't mean I'm promising you that you're gonna be a millionaire over a time. This is a trading marathon because even after you've mastered skill, you need to master emotions. A lot of you guys are from a non-trading background. Therefore, your emotions aren't gonna cooperate with you at most of the time. So you need to learn how to do that, which takes a lot of times, years, in fact. It took me 4 years to master my emotions. I'm on 8 years of trading. So only 4 years of being profitable out of the eight, right? So when we say we're teaching you this concept or you're going to join mentorship, it's not to say it's just going to be an overnight success, but it is to learn from my mistakes, learn from my strategies that I've developed that make it better and shorten the whole process of you having to struggle alone. Having a trading community that's there to support you anytime, have a worldwide community, right? That's there to take you step by step. That's what we're talking about, not some malicious stuff that people are suggesting here in the comment section. So I just wanted to address that, but nevertheless, I hope you learned one thing or two which you should have learned. Number one, of course, validate the trend if it's still going there. If not, validate if it has broken structure. This would have been the last lower high here. So if structure had broken that, I was not going to be looking forward to taking sales over here, no matter what. Number two, you want to validate the last lower high that broke the structure. If this lower high did not break the structure, like here, for example, okay, like this one here, this is also sort of a lower high, but did it break structure? No. Therefore, when the market pulls back, you don't now draw this and want to trade off that. It did not break any lower low. Okay? It did not facilitate any breaking of any lower low. As long as markets break lower lows, that lower high will mitigate the market, provided that it's also a valid supply or an order block. In this case, we're dealing with a supply over here. Okay, so if you tend to practice that more often, you get so good at this trading, guys. This is free content, but it's valuable free content. That's why when you come to this episodes, I say, welcome to another valuable episode because we don't just do these things. Otherwise, I'll be not wasting my time doing these episodes. Okay, but nevertheless, thank you so much for your time watching till this point. I would like for you to subscribe, like, and also share this video with your friends and family out there. Tell them that Skilled FX Academy is here to really facilitate their growing journey in trading from a beginner to an advanced trader. Thank you so much. See you on the next episode.